What's up guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be showing you how to wire an OBD2 dashcam or other device in your BMW E88. And what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to wire it actually up here. So it's going to go up the A-pillar and across the top here. I'm going to be putting my dashcam directly to the right, mounted on the windshield, next to the rear view mirror. This should also be basically the same for the E93, so let's get started. So basically how this is going to work is my dash cam is OBD2, has a nice long cable, and on my pre-LCI E88, which I believe goes up to 2010, the OBD2 port is behind this cover here. If you have an LCI BMW, it's going to be up here, and for that you can also use a splitter, which makes it so you can use two OBD2 adapters at devices at the same time. But my pre-LCI is down here, and if you don't know if you have an LCI or pre-LCI, an easy way to tell is by the taillights. Pre-LCI taillights look like this. It's a very linear design, while LCI taillights look like this and have a design where it curves up more like so. So for LCI cars, if you are using a splitter, which I would recommend for cleaner wiring, you will have to remove this panel and do that. But for pre-LCI, it'll still look nice because you can just keep this cover on, as we will be routing it behind here. So basically, we're going to have to remove this panel, and then also possibly this trim piece here. Going to have to pull back the weather stripping just a little bit. Then we don't need to remove the vent or this panel or anything. Just going to be this side panel here. The A-pillar is relatively easy to remove. Then you'll see we have the sun visor screws there. And I'll just have to figure out how to kind of pry this part away a bit. And I'm not sure, I don't think I'll have to, but I'm going to be mounting it right here. So I think I'll be fine with just wiring it right along the mirror lighting and wiring, just like so. So the first thing we're going to be doing is removing this panel. We'll also have to remove the screw for our hood latch, leather. But the first thing we're going to have to do is actually remove this trim piece. And this is fairly simple. All you do is slide it forward. And kind of grab it from the back here. And then lift up. And basically what removing that piece does is it just exposes this lip here, and which will allow us to remove this easier and pull up the weather stripping easier. I'm going to put a parts list, tools for this job in the description. So what we're going to do now is remove this plastic panel. To do so, I'm just going to pull up on the weather stripping. Then you can go all the way down to the bottom of that panel. Since we're also removing the A-pillar, you can just go all the way up. Alright, then to remove this, you can literally just use your fingers. I like to put mine in down there. Pull this out. Then there's just a little lip that runs all along there. So, then there's a block of rubber up there. Just pull it out. And then there you go. Alright, so you'll see there's actually quite a lot of room in here. That's also where we're going to be storing our extra wiring. So next we're going to be removing our hood latch. And it is just a Phillips screw. Alright, there it is removed. And then there's just another one under it. And this is what actually holds this whole panel in place. Alright, so with that out of the way, it's time to remove this panel. And all you do, make sure you have your weather stripping out of the way, is literally, we'll just pull. Yep, you can also remove that. We'll just pull down a bit here and out. So you can pull it out like that. can see that there's just this yellow pin in here. Then there's one up there. So now you're going to want to disconnect your trunk unlock button. Just like so, and this panel is free. And one other thing before we go any farther is I'm going to disconnect my battery just so it doesn't drain it because I'm having the door open. This isn't strictly necessary though, but also just feel more comfortable with it disconnected, as there will be some more things that we're going to be unplugging. You can. Alright, next is to remove our driver's A-pillar. So basically what you're going to do is just pull out and then pull it back and up. Like so. See, there's these tabs that go into the dashboard. And that's it. Alright, so my next step is going to be unscrewing the visor, and it is also just 2 Phillips screws. Make sure you put these screws somewhere safe. Alright, now in here there is going to be a plug for the mirror light. So you're just going to unplug that. Just a note here, you might want to put a clip or something around that, or you may lose it forever. So now there's going to be a T25 under here. Yeah, this is attaching this whole top plastic section, basically. So you'll see it's like that, and this should kind of come down now. I'm not actually going to have to remove this whole plastic piece. Alright, so working our way across, there's just going to be 2 tabs here, one on either side. You're going to push in slightly, and it's going to pull out, and they're just going to be Phillips again. So you push in, and it'll pop out like that. So again, just 2 more Phillips here. Alright, and that just removes like so. It looks like we don't actually need to remove the lights, because it appears that this is actually apart enough for us to be able to get a cable all the way through to the right side here. So I guess let's begin wiring. So we are going to again begin down here. I'm going to plug in your OBD2 connection from your dash cam or other device, just like so. Now I'm going to measure how much cable I need here. So I'm just going to pull it all the way out, then see how much slack we have, and then we're going to bundle that in and put it right in there. Alright, so I've mounted my dash cam here, and now it's time to reassemble it backwards. So I'm going to plug it in, right up here, get it in position, and just start tucking this cable up in here. Alright, once it's around that corner, you can now put all of this back in. Alright, pop those back in, get our visor, plug it back in. Make sure you don't lose this cable up there like I almost just did. Alright, time for the A-pillar. So we're going to try to route this as much as we can down here and just out. And then kind of put this in so it, you know, so again it slides forwards and down. So I like to put the front tab in and then the bottom tab. And it looks like I've broken all my pins, so I'll have to get new ones, but it should then, oh wow, that's bad. Okay. It should tab in there. Alright, so here's when you're going to take all of your extra cable. Alright, so now it's time to bundle it all up. And for this, you can use zip ties. I prefer to use cloth ties. And you just bunch it up. Then what I'm actually going to do is put it through here, then out this side, just so they're all in there nicely. Alright, so with your wiring secured, now... So it's 90 degrees, and my phones keep shutting down because of the heat, but I don't know if the last video caught it, because this isn't letting me do anything right now, but I just put in the weather stripping. Make sure you get it tight into the corners so you don't get it buckling anywhere. Just snap down this trim piece, and that means with that you have successfully invisibly wired a dash cam or other device to the top of your BMW E88. So if you have any questions or comments, maybe things that you want to see me do or things you have questions about, put them down, and we will see you in the very next video.